Hi guys, my name's Megan and I love movies. So today we're going to be talking about 5 essential Halloween movies. On this list we have werewolves, vampires, zombies, alien creatures, and witches. Duh! We gotta have witches for Halloween. This is just kind of my starter pack, I guess, for the Halloween season. It's just fun Halloween movies to watch. So, the first movie on this list is An American Werewolf in London. This movie was released in August 1981, directed by John Landis. In this film, we follow 2 American backpackers traveling through Europe, where one of them gets brutally attacked by a werewolf. I don't know why I'm doing quote fingers. It is a werewolf. And the other is, rescued and taken to a hospital, where we find out, not only is he guilt-ridden, but he's also going through the transformation of a werewolf. If that doesn't spark your interest, I don't know what will. This movie is fantastic, and I mean incredible. The gore, the makeup effects by Rick Baker, amazing. If you're not following Rick Baker on Instagram, I highly recommend that you do that, because he's still going at it. He does some of the werewolf effects on his daughters, and he does all kinds of cool stuff. There's a lot of themes in this movie. One of the themes is guilt, which this movie is funny, so it kind of has a lot of comic relief in it, and plus it almost has a little bit of a romance in it. Romance is they're just thrown in there to add to the story, and this one really works. The guilt themes and the romance really are the things that make this movie tragic, and it's just an all-around great flick. It's probably in one of at least my top 10 of favorite movies. I highly recommend this one for Halloween. Our second Halloween essential on this list is Robert Eggers' The Witch. This is the newest movie on this list. Released in 2016, this film takes place in Puritan times 1630, New England, where a father and his family is banished from the township and is forced to live on their own in the wilderness, where strange things start to happen and the youngest goes missing. Then a type of hysteria breaks out and turns the family against one another. This film is eerie. I think the ending is the standalone point of this movie. It just drives everything home, everything that's been happening, the whirlwind of emotions and what is real and what is hysteria just really comes together. This movie is great. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you see it, and if you have seen it, watch it again. Get in that spooky season mode. It's great. Our third movie on this list is none other than Day of the Dead by George A. Romero. 1985, a part of the Night of the Living Dead series. This film takes place in an underground bunker where a group of scientists are trying to understand and cure the zombie epidemic. Also some civilians who make it in, and of course some asshole soldiers. Oh, that's in my notes, how funny. And I mean, these guys are major dicks, which they are. You hate these guys. And one of the best parts about this movie is the comeuppance. Everyone who you hate, who deserves it, it's great. Everyone just gets their comeuppance. Let me just say that. It is so satisfactory. And the reason I didn't put his first movie, Night of the Living Dead, it's a little slow. And I want to save that for its own review. Not just a suggestion, more for its own review, so we can talk about it a little bit. But this, just the claustrophobia that this film gives you, and also there's a zombie, of course, that the scientists are trying to train, and he is, I hate to say it, but he's like a protagonist. He's one of the best parts of the movie. you start to humanize with this zombie. You start to actually like him, which I think is really clever for a zombie movie. This is something that I have seen done, but this was the original, and nothing beats the original. The makeup effects by Tom Savini are just absolutely outstanding in this film. I highly recommend this flick for Halloween. And now we come to number 4, The Blob, directed by Chuck Russell. What a name, Chuck Russell. Released August 1988. This is a reimagining of the 1958 film of the same name, but this movie takes it up to an 11. Like, it takes the everything up to, not even 11, like to 100. Like, it is massively different from the original. This film takes place in a small rural town when a small meteor hits Earth. When stumbled upon, they find out it has an alien fungus creature blob. I don't know what you want to call it. It's the Blob, for God's sakes. That's flesh-eating and absorbs everything in its path. This town is rampaged by this creature, this alien creature, and just mutilated by it. It's something like you've never seen. It's not your classic alien movie where it's hunting you down. It's nothing like that. It's not that smart. It's just this gelatinous creature that doesn't stop. Nothing, well, something stops it, but nothing can terrorize its path. It is disgusting. There is a movie theater scene that sticks with me and will stick with me for life, where they peel up this kid and half his face is melted off. I can't believe how great the effects are. This movie still holds up and definitely deserves to be watched by everyone. Even if you don't like horror movies, if you're more into sci-fi or anything, even if you don't like sci-fi, this movie is great. And lastly, number 5. This movie is fantastico. I love this movie. It is From Dusk Till Dawn, directed by Robert Rodriguez. If you don't know who that is, he directed the Spy Kids movies and also Planet Terror. Released in January of 1996, this film follows 2 bank robbers fleeing to Mexico when they take a preacher and his family hostage. George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino himself play as the robbers. Quentin's character is a total creep. And I mean total creep. Anyway, they make it down to Mexico and to celebrate at a little bar named Titty Twister. And here in this lovely bar, in this suitably named bar, we get the infamous, I love it, the infamous Snake Dance by Selma Hayek. Then the atmosphere changes. You think that you're just following these 2 bank robbers, everything is gonna be fine, like no big deal, they're gonna let everyone go, and then all hell breaks loose when everyone in the fucking bar turns to a fucking vampire. Like, and I'm not just saying like, ooh, like Edward Cullen, like, ooh, maybe a sexy vampire. No, like ugly, terrifying bat creatures. They are ugly. So from one part we go to this noir, almost bank robber film to this punk rock vampire flick. And when I say punk rock, I mean because it gets crazy and the music is crazy. Again, Tom Savini, he probably helped with the makeup. I'm not sure, I didn't really research it, but he also stars in it, and he's got this really cool gun that if you watch the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. Or if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. This is such an amazing movie and such a fun-ass movie to watch. I highly recommend you watch it with either friends, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, anyone. You'll love it. I know you'll love it. Everyone loves this movie. Well, alright guys, those are my 5 essential Halloween movies. There are a ton of movies that I probably will be making reviews about. I'm really looking forward to a couple of movies that are coming out here soon, and hopefully I'll get the chance to review them. And if you're not already, you can follow me on Twitter. That's where I talk about movies the most, and we can maybe go back and forth. So thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.